Hi, Izzy. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, I'm so sorry about yesterday.
That's
Time got away
okay.
from me. I had a screaming baby and I
That's
just
okay.
forgot what time it was. It was like, I don't know, 10:30 or something, or no, I don't remember what time it was. It was after your lesson though, like let's say that. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, what time is it? So I'm so sorry. I don't remember what time it was. It may have just been like 8 or
it's
something,
okay.
but still, I feel bad. But
It's
I'm
all
so
right.
glad
I
we were able
forgive
to meet
you.
today. Oh, thank you so much. I felt bad though too because I was excited to meet with you. So I was like, oh, rats. I felt bad for you and I felt bad for me. So
It's
thank you for
okay.
meeting today instead. So it's great to see you. Tell
Yes.
me, what were some thoughts from our last session, things that you felt like were going well in our last session, and what
Well,
would
things that
you?
were going for me well last night was giving like voices to my drawings
Yes,
and seeing
uh-huh.
like what I could challenge my voice with, like something like a voice I've never even tried nor done before.
Nice. Yes. Awesome.
And that's what
Okay.
I would like to continue on today.
Very cool. Love it. Yeah. So you were practicing yesterday. Even though we didn't meet, you got to work on your own a little bit. That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I know we had talked about the characters that you were designing and creating voices for them. So tell me a little bit about a character that you maybe would like to look at today.
Well, this is another one of my drawing. I have lots of drawings now.
Oh,
But for this
awesome.
next drawing, I took inspiration from the poem The Spider and the Fly.
Oh, love it. Oh, those are great. They're very cool.
So, starting off, let's start off with the
With the
spider.
spider. Love it. Okay. He has a little bit of the dad in the Addams family kind of vibe. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was actually going for. If
Yeah,
Gomez
it's
was a
very cool.
spider.
Yes, I love it. Awesome. Okay, so
And
then
that was like, and that would actually be a good like challenge in my voice. And I've
yeah.
never done that sort of like low, smooth, almost like a that accent that he has. I don't know
Mhm.
what would you call that, but so I've like
Yeah.
never done that before, so I'm willing to give it a go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what his voice is like. So he's very charismatic, right? He tends
Mm-hmm.
to have this like sweeping Latin Spanish accent. So if you think of like the like Spain difference between like a Mexico Spanish accent.
Uh-huh.
Um, if we think back to that original like 1960s version, um, it was very like elevated, energetic, passionate. Um, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like it's evolved a little bit over time. If you think of like the movie back in the 90s, I think that was
Yeah.
more like Puerto Rican. Um, So yeah, it's kind of fun. So vowel pronunciation is going to be a big thing, like on the O's, elongate those, draw those out a little bit more. We're going to think of just kind of stretching the vowels, rolling them and rounding them a little bit extra to emphasize how theatrical the character is. It also has that like Latin lover inflection, so very dramatic, suave, passionate. It should have kind of this like musical quality to it with like frequent shifts in your pitch and rhythm to show excitement. You also
Mm-hmm.
can throw in some romantic Spanish words like endearments, like cara
Mi
mia,
amor,
mi amor, yes, or
vera
like,
mia.
yeah, exactly. So like these lovey-dovey Spanish words. Um, so very lively, optimistic, deeply in love. Um, so yeah, I think that kind of gives you a good start, and we can always fine tune that more. But let's start with that. So why don't we have you? Um, so we
I
are
actually
not
have
voicing that exact character. We're voicing your character. So how is your character similar, and how is your character different?
like very like he's very like cunning, very sly.
Oh, okay.
And and since this poem is a little about like be aware of like since the character of the spider itself resembles flattery, he like
Mm,
says words that he makes like other people believe his words, but he really doesn't mean them. So he's like lying to them. He's like very mischievous and very like cunning, sly, and ready to like attack at any moment.
yeah. Okay. All right. So we have to incorporate that element, that very cunning, sly element into the character voice because we have a character inspiration, but your character is slightly different, right? So
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and do a little bit of improv, just kind of, talking about whatever you want to improv for this character to begin.
All right. And before I improv, I actually have the actual poem up. So
Oh,
this could be also
perfect.
be
Do you want to
perfect for
try
narration.
reading that with the voice of the spider?
Sure.
Okay, great. Let's do it.
Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show you when you are there. I'm sure you must be weary, dear, for with soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed? Said the spider to the fly. There are pretty little curtains drawn around. The sheets are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in, said the cunning spider to the fly. Dear friend, what can I do? To prove my warm affection I always felt for you. I have within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant are your eyes. I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you'll step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself.
Okay, all right. So what did you like about what you did there?
Well, definitely what I did there. Um, definitely I gave it that accent as best as I could do. And but I also really like during that last part I just did, I was like very like leaning toward and like almost like in a hush romantic whisper.
Mm, yeah, right, which adds a little bit of a different quality. So is it because the fly is scared of you that you're being a little more like gentle with your approach?
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Okay. Awesome. So what do you feel like we could tweak or change? What could we improve on that?
Um, Maybe a little bit more like dramatic flair to like when he's like describing like trying to make her feel welcome.
Hmm. Okay. So then what do you feel like are really important words in that section to really lean into and bring out even more and emphasize?
Maybe like pretty and fine and thin, like all good stores of all that's nice, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so let's try it again and let's think about giving it a little more of that dramatic flair and emphasizing keywords.
All right. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and if you and I have many curious things to show you when you are there. I'm sure you must be weary, dear, from soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed? Said the spider to the fly. There are pretty curtains drawn around. The sheets are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in, said the cunning spider to the fly. Dear friend, what can I do to prove the warm affection I've always felt for you? I have within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings! How brilliant are your eyes! I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself.
Nice. Okay, good. All right. So what felt different there?
Now that definitely add more dramatic. And I also added more of that low, like whispery kind of like
Yeah, leaning
tone.
even more into that deep and kind of husky kind of sound.
Like, Hundgard! Be me if you dare.
Nice. Yes. Yes. Good. Awesome. All right. So we definitely had some improvement there. Now, is there anything else that you feel like you would tweak about it? Anything else that stands out to you that you're like, okay, I could adjust this or I could try this with it? Like, do you have an idea of maybe like an actor that you think would do really well with it? And how do you think they
Um,
would read it?
Not at this moment, but I think it'll be even like even more like take a perfection. Not like maybe it'll be like make maybe the words themselves would make more sense if I also add in the flies part in this
Yeah, I think
poem
so. Yeah.
since this is like
Yeah.
a conversation.
Yeah, yeah. The spider, he's a little more smooth. You could even think of kind of like oily and maybe even overly polite. Early on, maybe a little more friendly, trustworthy neighbor.
All
But then
right.
there's like this slight lurking menace beneath the surface, and that comes out more and more as you go. The fly
Mm-hmm.
could be a little bit more like naive. Um, but generally maybe a little bit more sensible. You could make the fly be a little lighter, quicker, maybe slightly defensive,
Uh-huh.
or the no, 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 the rejections. And you also could do something different with the narrator voice if you wanted to. A little more direct, storytelling voice. Think of more
All
like
right.
the old-fashioned fairy teller kind of
Mm-hmm.
person. Um, I think you can play with the rhythm and the pacing a little bit more. Like when the spider's flattering the fly, like sweet creature, you could slow down to be a little more like hypnotic, mesmerizing. Um, there could be like a sudden snap with like where the spider jumps. There can be this like urgent, abrupt shift, um, with maybe like emphasizing the danger there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So
before I
let's
do
let's
that,
try
I
it
need to
again.
like come up like a voice for the fly. Oh, which I have right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. So before we read it again, let's do that. Let's explore a little bit what you want to do with your fly character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what are
Well,
you thinking?
let's see. Since flies are small, maybe like a more tiny voice, almost like a small high-pitched whisper.
Okay.
And I'm thinking since I have her like in a sort of like a flapper girl and maybe a bit like a not so much New York, but maybe like a southern accent.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Like
So let me give it
Southern
a try.
Belle, more of like growing up on a farm, rural
Uh-huh.
sounding.
Yeah. All right. So, and I think I'm gonna put the two voices together
Okay.
with the first part to see like how it would fit well.
Okay.
Here it goes. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show you when you are there. Oh, no, no, said the little fly. To ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can ne'er come down again.
Okay, nice. All right. So, how did that feel?
Well, definitely, since it says here, for who goes up your air come down again, or more like to ask me is in vain. Like she probably like heard these warnings before,
Hmm.
and so like she kind of gets like, wait, if I go up there, you're gonna like kill me, ain't you? So I
Yeah.
kind of made the voice also a little more like fearful, but maybe for the second round, maybe give it a bit of a shaky sounding.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, let's go ahead and try that again.
All right. And I'm gonna continue on to the end of the fourth
Sure.
part. Alright. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show you when you are there. Oh, no, no, said the little fly. To ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can ne'er come down again. I'm sure you must be weary, dear, from soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed? Said the spider to the fly. There are pretty curtains drawn around, the sheets are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in. Oh, no, no, said the little fly, for I often heard it said, they never, never wake again who sleep upon your bed, said the cunning spider to the fly. Dear friend, what can I do to prove my warm affection I've always had for you? There I have within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Oh, no, no, said the little fly. Kind sir, that cannot be. I've heard what's in your pantry, and I do not wish to see. Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant are your eyes. I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you'll step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself. Ah, thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you're pleased to say. And bidding you good morning now, I'll call another day.
Awesome. Okay, good. How did you feel about the fly voice?
Now that fit my character the best.
Oh, I love it. So tell me, how did you having a new fly voice, how did that influence or adjust your spider voice, what you were doing there?
Like very like how compared to the spider, I very like very more big and more like low, but like very like big and grand and stuff. Well, I kept her very more timid and aware,
Mm,
her and very like shaky and like kind of on edge a little bit.
nice. Okay, yeah, exactly. And then tell me, what do you feel like was your favorite moment of the whole poem, the whole scene?
Um, very like very with the sweet creature. like to the I'll call another day part.
Mm.
I think that, and this is like the part in the poem where it's like, oh, I'm telling you that you're very beautiful. You like stand out from the crowd, but I'm not actually meaning it. But she actually believes my flattering words. So, okay, now I've got her in my trap.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Love it. Beautiful. All right. So then is there anything that you would want to tweak about it at this point?
Not at this moment.
Okay. All right. Absolutely. So we can go ahead and maybe move forward and try working on a different character. Do you have another character that you've drawn that you want to create a voice for?
I sure do, and I actually drew one of them just yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
It's a newspaper selling newspapers.
Ah, that's funny. These are really
Thank
cute.
you.
All right. So what do you think about this one? What are some of the things that you feel like would be good for this character?
Well, for
Do
this
you think of
character,
like
since,
Newsies or like what
yeah,
inspires you
Newsy,
here?
since, so let's take it back to that New York accent, but more
Okay.
like the Bronx, but not more like, but where we like started with like the more cute fun. How about we make this one very more like tough and loud,
Okay, sure.
like calling out into the streets.
Sure. We can do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So then all right. So then what do you think? Do you have like a particular like character from something that we want to try to imitate their voice, or what are you thinking?
Well, I've actually been in the Broadway and I've actually been in the musical Newsies, so I'm pretty more used to
Yeah.
hearing so taking it back to the musical, definitely Jeremy Jordan, hashtag love
Mm.
him. Um when he was playing Jack Kelly, I that's a character inspiration I have like in my mind for
Yeah.
my newsboy character.
Nice. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to use that as our like character inspiration
Mm-hmm.
here. Awesome. So then let's go ahead and let's just give it a first run and see
Like
see
an
what we come
improv.
up with.
All right. Like an improv.
Yeah, yep,
All right.
improvisational.
Let's see. This is gonna be loud, so my
Okay.
apologies.
Hey.
Extra, extra, read all about it! Toontown is getting a brand new makeover with a brand new paint job. I heard I heard Sir Lancelot saves the princess once again from that fiery breathing dragon, and we're getting a brand new bakery, Sweet Tooth Cafe. It's all right here in the Toontown Leech. Extra, extra, read all about it!
Nice. Very good. How did that feel?
Well, I kind of like miss like the Brooklyn accent, but still, that actually felt pretty good. Very like
Yeah.
loud, boastful.
I agree. I thought that was great. Fantastic. Okay, good. What would you say really rang true for you? And were there spots that you felt like you weren't totally committed to or that didn't land fully?
Hmm. Well, I kind of like lost it now.
Okay. Um, so so let's try it again. I want you to really envision the people that you're talking to, like the people on the street that you're talking to. Okay.
Hmm.
And really focus on like delivering to those individuals. You want them to buy this newspaper. All right. So really go
All
after
right,
that.
got it. Extra, extra, read all about it. I heard today's news is one of a kind. Mr. Stone has been locked up in an insane asylum. Most people say that he's got rocks in his head. The local bubblegum factory got really hardcore. Or today, because there was an explosion, leaving all the workers in that bubblegum factory in a sticky situation. And have you heard the brand new big movie, The Gone with the Wind, has been revamped into a Broadway musical over at the Toontown Theater. Extra, extra, read all about it. Hey, you want to buy a paper? Only for 2 cents.
Love it. Awesome. That was great. Okay, so what changed about that for you? What did you notice feeling different?
All right, this time I did add in that like hardcore Brooklyn Bronx accent,
Mhm.
but and I also like handle like the volume, like shouting out to the like shouting out into the streets, but of course like putting it like at medium level whenever like someone's like walking by me, like
Yeah.
hearing out the stories that I have.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. All right, great. So then, so at this point, what would you tweak about it or change about it?
Hmm, tweak about it. Not much,
Okay,
really.
that's all right. Yeah. Yeah, I wondered if you had any thoughts on that. Um, mm,
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you a script to try um to do with this character voice. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's start with this.
Already. Uh, what character voice? Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Extra, extra, read all about it. The city is burning up and the transit cops are running scared. Tragedy on the 3rd Avenue E. On the 3rd Avenue L. Train derails in the dead of night. Passengers hanging by a thread. Get your copy before the ink dries.
Nice. Awesome. And then try this little snippet.
Hey, mister, you look like a man who cares about the truth. Mail's got a secret, and it's printed right here on page 4. Only 2 cents. 2 cents to know what the fact. 2 cents to know what the fat cat does not want you to say. Thank you kindly.
Nice. And then this spot.
Hey, don't walk away, lady! Sensational scandals in society! The Vanderbilt mansion gets robbed blinded by a ghost! They say the thief left nothing but a silver rose. Read the exclusive interviews with the terrified butler. Just 1 nickel gets you the paper and the change.
Nice. And then this one.
Paper, mister? Wall Street is shaking like a leaf. Stocks crash and fortune vanishes into thin air. Get the tip that'll save your wallet before tomorrow morning. Ain't you wanna be ain't you want to be ahead of the game?
Nice. And last chunk.
Step right up. World is turning upside down and the world is the only paper with the guts to print it. Get your hot copy. Extra, extra, read all about it.
Awesome. Very good. All right. So, what are some things you maybe discovered with doing it that way, where you had the script instead of improving? How did those contrast?
Well, definitely, I would with the improv. I kind of felt like more shake was more like stuck for a couple of seconds. Like, okay, like what do
Yeah.
I say next? But now with the script here, I kind of like have a clear idea. Yeah, I'm not
Mm.
really good at improv, so please excuse me.
I mean, that just means you need a little more practice, right?
Yeah.
That's all right. So you felt like you were a little more sure of yourself because you had a more clear direction on what you
Mhm.
wanted to do and say in that moment. Um, Yeah. So what would you say, like, we want people to buy the newspaper, right? What are some of the ways that you, as a character, convinced people to buy a newspaper?
Like probably swinging up in the air, like, and also like shout as loud as I can, or like doing like maybe like I can't whistle, but maybe like give whistle so loud it could like it could draw everybody's attention.
Yeah. Okay. And then what would you say so so that kind of idea of the whistle, right? It's that kind of energy, even if you're like, well, I can't really whistle, you still can have that kind of energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of energy we want to use, that like, like, big whistle to grab their attention kind of a feel, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you have to really just like make them pay attention to you, right? These people that are
Mm-hmm.
walking by, you have to get their attention, get them to look at you, get them to talk to you, get them to buy that paper. So what are some of the things that you can do then to get that kind of attention?
Maybe maybe may also make like vocal gestures, like a small cough or a ahem.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, little things to be like, yeah,
Yeah.
or like, hey, hey, you, right? Little inflections or things that can snatch their attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. What would you say is maybe a good key takeaway from this session as a whole today with these three characters?
Well, definitely main key takeaway is definitely feel like okay, like maybe like who should I like since I'm basing these characters off of like real people who or like real or like characters, how would I like take that character's voice but make it my own?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Not like perfectly imitate what someone else does, but put your own spin on it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very good. Very cool. What do you think are some of those unique traits or qualities that you can put into characters? Like, what are some of
Well,
the
like
things
I
that
mentioned before,
make, yeah, go ahead.
okay. Well, like mentioned before, maybe also like not just not only just saying words, but also making those vocal gestures, like a cough or a small sneeze or like a grunt or a giggle or etc.
Yeah, I love
Like
that. Yeah.
really make it come alive.
hmm Right. Those things that aren't necessarily part of the script, they're just more of like little subtle um, inflections or exclamations or nuanced sounds that you can incorporate.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Really nice work today, Izzy.
Thank.
So I will plan to see you next Wednesday at our usual time, okay?
Alrighty.
Alrighty, I will see you then. Beautiful work. Have a
Thank you
good
so
one.
much.
Bye,
Bye.
Izzy.